We are lucky enough to have with us today women's world champion Des Redding. Des, as always, it's great to see you.
You too, Brian.
So let's talk a little bit about, I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but let's begin with the basics. How did you get started in disc golf?
So let's see. I was introduced to the game in college. I went to the University of Northern Iowa, and they had a small little tourist park. They also have Exchange, and they have a couple others that are just budding around the area. Waterloo's like one of the oldest leagues sanctioned by the PDGA. I didn't really ever play besides with the big lids. A group of friends would come down, we'd throw them, dog got them, you know, no big deal kind of thing. And then I fell out of it after I graduated, and when I moved to the Quad Cities, which was in Iowa, who had no courses. And we just totally forgot about it. And then one day in Iowa City, we went to a kite shop, and someone turned us on to the disc golf directory. And it just kind of changed our lives. So about 4 years ago, we got that directory, and my husband and I, Jay Redding, would always travel around. And we'd always stop at parks and have picnics as we would travel and backpack. I was an avid backpacker, still am. Camping, canoeist, did all of that, but no disc golf. Found that, found the parks, and the rest kind of wrote itself. About 4 years ago is when I got started.
So then, let me see if I understand this. You actually got involved with disc golf when you found out how many courses there were.
Right,
because you travel around.
I traveled around, and I would always stop at a course, and we would always just picnic, and we'd always just have a nice picnic at a park. And then sooner or later, we were able to look through the directory, find the park, and play a game all at the same time. And then we were hooked once again.
So what is it about the game that keeps you coming back? What do you really love about disc golf?
Well, gosh, there's so many things that I love about it. I think maybe the best aspect for me is the aesthetics of it, in the park settings that you get to play in, and then just the beautiful flight of a frisbee. You know, when you let it go and you watch it and it works, it's great. And then when even it goes bad, it makes you want to throw a better one. So it's kind of that endless wheel cycle that goes on. And there's so many things. The beauty of the parks really draws me because I've always been a naturist. I've always, like I said, I backpack, I built a cedar strip canoe. There's so many things that I do in the outdoors. This fits nicely into a competitive edge, but I still get the nice freeing of just a walk in the park, the nature.
Now you said that you started 4 years ago, so within 4 years you went from a relatively new disc golfer to a world champion. Was that a goal of yours, or did it just happen? I mean, how did that happen?
It steamrolled, there's no doubt about that. When I started playing, this was just kind of my personality, quirk, flaw, greatness, whatever you want to call it. I figure when I'm going to set out and do something, I'm going to set out and do it the best of my ability. And I guess the best of my ability led me to be a world champion. Pretty exciting.
Wow. Now, when you went into Worlds this year into Houston, did you have a goal for yourself?
I did. I wanted to be in the top 4. I wanted to make the videotape because it's really cool to make the videotape.
You clearly have done that
yeah.
and much more. Now, and what was a critical turning point at the Worlds? When did you think, hey, I might actually have a shot at winning this?
Well, first round, let's see, we played the Lakeside course. It was a tighter course of all the ones that we played, and I actually went 7 strokes off the lead. I did not get out of the gates really good, and at the end of that round, normally in my game, I'd be kind of panicked, and for some reason I felt very calm, and I kind of just went, whoopsie, you know, kind of jitters. And I just kind of chalked it off at jitters, and I thought of it in perspective, and I thought, you know, I've got 8 rounds left. I just really need to make 2 strokes every round. And then I thought, all right, I'm in it, you know. And the next round it came out, and I was really calm, I was relaxed, and I swung back, and I took 5 off of the 7 within the first day. So then I found myself only 2 strokes off the lead. And that was a huge confidence booster for me. It was like I got over something that used to bother me and turned it to a better point for myself. And then I just kept accumulating strokes. And once I get strokes, I'm kind of greedy. You know, I make you earn them back for me. I really try not to give them away. And I play like that. I'm aggressive on some things, but otherwise, you know, I'm going to make you try to take my strokes away. And that's how I played out the majority of the world.
You were in some pretty talented company. Did you ever feel intimidated by any of the other players?
I think really playing the 3 Super Tours beforehand with Michigan, Ohio, and Mad City helped me out tremendously. Because yes, I think Elaine King is awesome. Juliana she set the bar, she's electric. I got to play with Brigida at Mixed Worlds, and so that was a nice introduction to her after watching her in Minnesota. And the other women, Deb Renner, Andy Kreml was the first time I got to play with her. It's all outstanding. It's more so a little, you know, your idol. You know, you kind of sit there, and I would always read when I first started here and just go, man, this is great. All these women come out here and play, and they try, and it was just exciting for me to feel like I was up to that caliber.
Well, clearly you are well above that caliber, at least at this stage in your career. And let me ask you this. There's a lot of new players who are always looking for tips. If there's one piece of advice that you could give to quickly improve their game, what would it be?
Okay. Visualize your shots. When you're going out there and you mark that mini, and I've got a 120 approach shot, look at it, and you know it's a hyzer. Just don't step up there and throw my hyzer, whether you throw it with a putter, a rocker, a driver, whatever it looks like. Think, I want it to land near that leaf or near that shadow. Picture before you throw. It'll help you tremendously.
She is 2002 Women's World Champion Des Redding, and she's looking to become the national champion as well this weekend. And Des, congratulations on the World's win, and of course, good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Thank you so much. Bye.